Especially with Term 3 and exam season approaching, a student's primary concern is usually, will I be able to find a seat to study at today? In an area as large as a campus, there's a multitude of places a student can decide to study. However, with so many places often full, the decreased productivity due to 30 minutes of valuable time searching for a spot is not often ideal. Students should never have to worry about a comfortable area to study. This is why FindSpace will enhance students' opportunities to locate study areas both individually or for group work. Our primary selling factor is time. FindSpace will find a spot for them, the one which suits their kind of study best. Whether they are looking for a quiet self-study seat or a spacious group project adapted space, the app will provide ease locating the best space for the individual. There is a plethora of unknown study spaces that we aim to raise awareness to in order to divert large amounts of traffic to other areas due to the appeal of quiet spaces. FindSpace provides status updates on study spaces on the go, so for students living off campus, not only do they have to save time but also money. Other features include keeping track of groups with an optional tracking feature and the ability to book rooms efficiently. We also include a forum to buy and sell event tickets relevant to location on a mediated platform. Let's now analyze the market in which we will operate. Our main and only competitor is the MyWarwick application, available on both Apple Store and Google Play. But what makes us different and will give us the monopoly over our competitor? Well, locating study spaces for students is not the only purpose of MyWarwick. Therefore, the lack of priority results in many inaccuracies. This feature gives rough estimations such as some space, little space, or a lot of space, a scale of the largest study spaces on campus, which the majority find highly inaccurate and tend. However, our main drive is to be the first app to dedicate itself to providing solid working spaces for all years of students. More than that, FindSpace will offer the many other aforementioned features. Through the combination of card scanners, under-desk occupancy monitors, and overhead people counters, we eliminate the issue of inaccuracy with three-factor process of precise estimation. The need for an app such as this is justified by the market research, where 88% of students would download an app with features such as ours. So, who are we targeting? Naturally, our target market is students. The 24,000 student demographic just in Warwick reflects some 20,000 potential users based on percentages collected from our market research. And with our end goal of expansion to other universities, the opportunities for growth is promising. This customer market can be broken down into two sub-segments, first years and second years and above, so including third years, fourth years, PhD students, etc. We chose to categorize our target market in this manner based on academic demands and general use of varying spaces on campus. Each customer segment have their own specific needs. For example, first-year students will mainly use it to find spaces where they'll be able to gather and work as groups, whether it's for a module project or not. Second years and above, whose schedules are more academically intensive, are more likely to seek for silent self-study spaces to fulfill frequent assessment and exam needs. Through interviewing a graduate of Warwick, we were able to come up with a customer profile that would be our exact target audience through the creation of the app. Marie Karamitas, a 2018 Politics and Sociology BSc graduate, stated that she would sometimes spend up to an hour looking for spaces to study, but with FindSpace, she would have been able to track availabilities on the go, not having to worry about the wasted time searching. She added that in her years living off campus, on multiple occasions she would return to her house after coming to campus to be met with no available study spaces for her to use. However, with the scheduling feature, more students will be aware of the general availability on their planned day of study. The scheduling feature would also aid the problem she had of planning in advance her places to study and being disappointed with the unexpected unavailabilities. Her struggle continued when trying to find a group study space where the claimed rooms were next to impossible to book, which could have been eradicated with the handy room booking feature included in the app. Despite not being a face-to-face service as such, we still wish to develop a close relationship with our customers, constantly notifying them about updates and notifications on study availability. Obviously, the life of the customer to produce a relationship does not last as students graduate and leave. However, this is compensated for through the influx of undergraduate and postgraduate students each year. We strive to develop an automated relationship with our consumer as all of our services that are offered are found on our application. Our consumers are without doubt going to be our main source for revenue and therefore would be costly if the rapport is not there. We appeal to customers not only through main features of the app, we also provide student-focused advertisement and we aim to entice them using that as this will be a large revenue stream. How will we approach our target market? Above-the-line promotions such as TV, billboards, and radio would not be sufficient or necessary as a startup. Our market will have the common ground of a campus, which would be a much more effective site to raise awareness of our app. Leaflets, posters, and word of mouth would be enough to support our promotion. Other supplementary effort would be to set up stands during Welcome Week for the incoming students. Our cost-effective method of promotion allows to divert funds to research and development, which will keep our customers using the app. Our competitor, the MyWarwick app, uses only one medium of promotion, word of mouth, as our research has shown. Their main aim is not to raise profits, therefore they rely on students handing down knowledge to one another. This will be FindSpace's advantage over MyWarwick because we can integrate our promotional methods into daily routines of students with visible posters around campus. When taking into account the financial aspect of FindSpace, we must consider both inflows and outflows. While the app is entirely free, our main source of revenue will be generated through the non-intrusive location-specific banner advertisements. The frequency of these apps will eventually increase as they simultaneously expand to other universities, as well as the scope of advertisements. These advertisements, however, will be displayed unless customers pay a one-time fee of £1, which will generate a small inflow. Assuming 12,000 active users and an additional 2,000 active users the following year, in the first year we would generate $60,480, followed by $70,560 in the second year, and $80,640 in the third year. Our final goal is to expand it to as many universities as possible. We are expecting these numbers to grow even more. Model has is the initial cost of creating and developing the app. FindSpace being a medium-sized app with moderately complex features, we evaluate its cost of creation to $60,000. In addition, 50% of this initial cost will be incurred every year to maintain the app. In order for the app to be more accurate than the existing feature on MyWarwick, we will need a direct access to the data monitored by the card scanners. These card scanners being owned by the university, we will need to spend a consequent part of our budget on acquiring that information. Now here is a recapitulative chart of the profits we expect to make in the 3 upcoming years. Estimating these costs can be incredibly circumstantial. As a result, we have to set out 3 scenarios with 3 different costs with an outcome of varying profits. While we acknowledge the high cost that we incur from acquiring this data, we aim to reach an agreement with the university whereby in exchange for analysed data of the usage trends sent to the estates office, we will receive their data for a lower price. Now, we will consider the drawbacks of the app that we plan to work through as we progress and develop the app further. First is the unaccountable movement of students where the space is without them, but their belongings are left to reserve the seat. These empty seats will lead to ineffective use of valuable spaces. If the student has left a study space to get coffee or use the toilet, the card scanners will also assume that they have left. Possible improvements for this issue will be considered in the section for routes of expansion. Next is the cost incurred from the purchase of occupancy monitoring centers in under-desk and overhead forms. Next, we must consider the prospect of convincing companies to display their ads on our app. However, the idea that this app will reach the exact target audience will give more value to the publication of their ads. When considering the future of FindSpace, obviously we aim to resolve the issues previously stated. Our final aim is to expand to other universities whilst growing our team to substantiate this projected expansion. Once our revenue goals are met, we will also aim to install under-desk occupancy monitors into all study spaces as a means to increase accuracy for our consumers. Before we close off our business proposal, we would be delighted if you met the team. We have all came together with the exact same passion to enrich the lives of students by providing great ease due to all of our previous experience finding study spaces proved to be difficult. Sharing a common goal is what gives us a competitive edge over the others. We constantly strive to find new platforms to improve student life and already have secondary missions for the forthcoming future. Having rich first-hand experience in trying to locate study spaces across campus, all of us have come to great realization that there was definitely a gap that needed to be filled, so we can attempt to help the potential 24,000 students in this campus. We firmly believe that the introduction of this app will change the dynamic of student study behavior on campus and more. We require the help of app developers, a small office for our staff to maintain the app, the centers to increase accuracy, and a small sum for our promotional methods acquiring the data from the card scanners. To substantiate this endeavor, we are humbly asking for $200,000 in exchange for 20% equity. We truly hope that you consider this greatly. Thank you.